Hey folks, Fernando doing our video for Tomorrow Survivalists, and in this video I'd like to address something that's being specifically spread throughout the mainstream media globally. Even in several countries I've seen it already. This idea that respirators do not work for the virus. That is specifically and honestly false. It is a straight out lie to say that these things do not work so as to prevent catching a disease. This is not my opinion. This is straight out of the Center for Disease Control. The CDC of the United States specifically says that N95 respirators help prevent catching the virus, and there's a number of studies that have been made throughout the years, very interesting, some saying that it's up to 80% that it prevents catching the disease through the respiratory system. 80% is a lot. 80% is a pretty big number. Now, I don't quite understand why is it that through the mainstream media they're pushing very hard with this idea of no, these things do not work, don't buy these. I mean, understandably there's a concern regarding the lack of stock of these. They're out of stock pretty much everywhere. It's very hard to find these anymore, and they're gouging the prices. And what is true is that the people that need these the most are the medical personnel, the people that are working with those that are sick or those that are in infected areas. That is no excuse as to straight out lie to people, telling them that these things do not work. If they, I mean, use your logic here for a second. If this didn't work, then why on earth would you see every single responder, every single doctor, nurse, anyone working with those that are sick wearing these? If it didn't work, they wouldn't be wearing it. It is also true that those that are sick also use a mask of some kind, especially so as to try to prevent when coughing and sneezing and that sort of thing, so as to prevent those little droplets from spreading. Those droplets are the ones that are one of the main reasons why this is so hard to contain, because it's obviously spreading very easily through those droplets of saliva when we speak, when we sneeze, even when we speak as well. Sometimes you see people spitting as they speak. That is visible. There's a number of those small drops that you don't even see, and they're hanging there in the air as you walk by or whatever, and you can catch the disease as well. It is obviously a lot easier to catch the disease than it was initially thought, and that's why it's so hard to contain. But this trend, these last couple of days of people saying that these things do not work, that's a straight out lie. And they kind of mix it up with, no, because the way you get you get sick is when you touch a contaminated surface and then you touch your eyes. Yes, that's also true, but one thing does not invalidate the other. It is both. It's not just one or the other. It is both things. And obviously, one of the ways in which people are getting sick is through the respiratory system. And there's no difference whatsoever between a nurse that is catering for a sick patient in a hospital, or someone working in an infected area, an infected zone, wearing this, and you being in a bus or in a train or in a plane or a conference room or a supermarket, in a store, waiting in line, or wherever it is that you may be with people that may be sick around you. If it gets to a point where there's a likelihood of sick people being around you, this can make a big difference. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, right? This one specifically is an FFP3, which would be similar to an N99, filtering 99% of the particles. It has a valve, as you see. This one is specifically so as to not catch the disease yourself. You see this all the time. People wearing this are not sick themselves. If you see anyone on TV wearing this, he's trying to avoid getting sick himself, because this is not preventing when you exhale. The thing, guys, is when you wear these things, they get moist, wet, because of the exhalation of saliva, the kind of thing that does get people sick. So it's getting humid as you wear it throughout the day. It gets to a point where it's just too wet, too moist. You have to dispose of it. These are disposable, right? That's the idea. Now, if it has a valve, what it does is it makes it easier so as to exhale, right, without getting all of this wet. So it's lasting almost twice as much before you have to dispose of it because of how humid it has become. But these things do work. I really don't understand why they're trying to convince people otherwise, but it is concerning. Don't let them trick you. Know where your information is coming from and use your head. Above all, look after yourself. Don't let people trick you into otherwise. See you on our next video, guys. Have an awesome day.